And what I have here is a package that I got from New York Nihonto. And this is something I've been waiting for a while. I'm super excited to get this. Gonna unbox it and let you guys see what it is. So anyway, yeah. I just realized I need to alter the angle of this camera a little bit. Bear with me a moment while I make an alteration. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. Let me actually move this over to the side. This is pretty reminiscent. It's good to have this one out because it's actually very similar to something I will be showing you in a moment here. I really need to get the guest bedroom a little bit better ordered, but here we are. Anyway, once again, here we are. I'm going to be unboxing this baby in a minute once we get a few more people on. And I just got this one from New York Nihonto, my man Jake over there. Really great guy. This is actually the first sword I ever bought from him, but he definitely has a knack for finding some pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, we're going to unbox this baby in a minute. Just going to wait once again for a few more people. Hope everyone is doing amazingly tonight. Hey, Steve. Steve, I think you'll like this one when I unbox it. Hello, Logan Dillon. Hello, Kratos. Hello, Bryson. A lot of people jumping in. Thank you all. And I think it's good. I think do we have enough now? We don't quite have enough people. Looks like Jill has come into the chat, or actually into the stream. So yeah, we're gonna unbox this guy in a moment. Hello, Kaibo. Yeah, we resent your package. Hopefully you'll get it. Adrian, hello. What are we holding there? This is my latest Nihonto, my latest treasure. It's a 500-year-old sword, which I am very excited about. Miss Stone Sage, yes, this is the mystery box. Stone Sage, I saw your message that you got kicked out of the Discord. I'm not in charge of that, so I don't know what's going on. I am sorry about that. Hello, SMP. SMP, I think this is the sort of thing you like to see. That's a lot of fentanyl. Yeah, definitely not fentanyl. Definitely not my thing, you know? All right, I think there are enough people on, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this chair over so I can have some space to support this. One of these days I gotta figure out a better setup here. I do plan on actually putting a whole wall case over here to display swords, so that's gonna be the next plan. All right, let's see what we got. Interesting. So he wraps brown paper around bubble wrap. So that's probably a really good idea. I'm always learning how people package, and people do it differently. I do like the way that Ray Singer packages it. He usually uses triangle boxes, which are good because they can't stack anything on top of them. You don't have to worry about it being crushed. But this is a really good firm box. And he wraps the bubble wrap. Jake here wraps the bubble wrap like a Christmas present, which is kind of what this is in its own way. Let's see. Performing surgery on this. He put tape in lots of places. And let's see. I didn't use anything. Stop smoking the drugs. Yeah, that glass sword case on the wall is 10 months in the works, more than 10. I just need to tell my guy when it's done, but I'm just like, I can't get the measurement right. I can't figure out how I want to measure this all out because I don't know. I think that the case would only, I need it to be at least 4 feet wide to fit the longest of my swords. But yeah, we'll figure it out. So looks like now from here we have a box from Japan. Toss the bubble wrap over there. And let's see. I think I'm getting this right. This is an interesting way to package it. It says this side up is what that says. But wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna get on Jake's case because this thing's freaking impossible to open. No, how could it be there? Okay, never mind. I see now. So the side that says this side up is actually not that side up. This is one of those side opening or top opening boxes right here. Here we go. Got it. More bubble wrap. Man, it makes me think I underpackage my stuff, but then again, I tend to use styrofoam cases. How many katana do I have? I have a lot. So yeah, we have over 500 in the shop. Do I have a Kobuse blades? Kobuse, I assume you mean Kobuse and not a caboose. Kobuse, yes, I do have several antique Japanese swords. None of the new swords are Kobuse, as far as I know. I mean, yeah, none of the current swords that we have, modern swords, are Kobuse. Okay, this, I'm trying to decide if I should show you guys the blade first or the koshirae. But we're going to start with the blade. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. Oh wait, this is the koshirae, no wonder. Okay, so we're going to put the koshirae down for a moment. Dang, Jake. Oh, here's the tsuba. So we're just, wow, he put a tsuba in the sword bag. I mean, this is like some really pro packaging. Man, Jake is the way. Are they all Japanese or do you have any Korean blades? I don't have any Korean blades. We have some at the shop. We have a samkakto at the shop. Check out this tsuba. This tsuba is like cool. I'm gonna hold it up here for TikTok. Gonna hold it over here. I have never seen a tsuba like this. It's got some Buddhist imagery on it. So that's pretty cool. Yes, we do ship to Canada. All right, so that's the tsuba. Here is the koshirae. Here is the kanteisho, which he... I'm just like, I'm very impressed by how Jake packaged this guy. And so you can see here, it has, looks like to be a paper. This is paper for the fittings, and this is paper for the blade. So I'm going to go toss this in the trash. Not the kanteisho, obviously. And we're going to start with the fittings for the certification for the blade. Buddha Mike would love that, yeah. Here is the registration papers. This is basically a copy of the registration. Oh, this is cool. Like, so Jake has put some extra information in here. Talks about the details of the sword. That's pretty cool. I should start doing that for our Nihonto, right? When we sell them. Even the packaging is precision. Yeah, this is actually coming. It is packaged by a friend of mine in New York. So, coolest sword in my opinion. That really varies. This one might become my favorite sword. I recently got a Musashi sword replica. Do you have any? Yes, we do. Go to our website, RVA Katana. John, thank you for buying the Shimada Hirosuke and accompanying koshirae from me. The system is unbeatable? Anyway, cool. I read that as the system is unbeatable, which I have to agree. The system is sadly quite unbeatable. All right, moving right along. Here is the paper. This is a hozon, which means this is sort of your basic level of certification. And here you can say it's not signed. It's called Mume, not signed. And it is attributed to the Shimada school. The Shimada school comes in the tradition of Masamune. And the smith is Hirosuke. And I actually have some other swords by Hirosuke. So that's kind of cool that I actually now have multiple swords from Hirosuke. The other one's also a Wakizashi. So go figure. And here is the certification for the kanteisho. Or for the, not the kanteisho, the fittings. The fittings are actually tokubetsu, which means it's especially worthy of preservation. So that's kind of cool. I've never had certification of this high level. Presumably the fittings from a much later period. When does it say the fittings are? Let's see. I believe the fittings are Edo. Let's see. It says it is Tang style, Dragon Minuki, Dencho style. But I'm not seeing a date. I'm not seeing a date for the fittings, but I would guess Edo. The blade itself, the blades are usually old. You can get, like old blades, their fittings don't tend to last. All right, now here we are. We're gonna go for the blade, and then we'll show you the fittings later. The fittings are, this is like really cool because like what Jake was saying was, is that collectors, like blade lovers love the blade and koshirae lovers love the koshirae, which are the fittings. So it's like kind of a win-win. Except for my bank account, it costs a very pretty penny. Man, all I can can say is Jake knows as to how to pack his stuff. So once again, this is from New York Nihonto, which is Jake Michael, good guy. We talk all the time, not all the time, but we talk quite frequently. He shows me his cool stuff. Usually, and he and I have very similar tastes. We like big swords. We like stuff that's a little bit different. So Jake and I, yeah, we have we have decided to yield to each other, like instead of outbidding each other in certain forums or certain auctions. Oldest sword I have is 800 some years old. Let's see. Okay, moving right along. Here we are. We're unraveling this. Man, Jake, I have to say, Jake definitely knows how to wrap his stuff. Look at that nice little knot. I mean, he might as well. He's packing this like a Japanese would. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, join our Discord. Thank you. Kratos posted our Discord. Be sure to join our Discord. Nice community of folks here. Look how wide this is. You know, for those of you who don't know, I like big blades, and so wide blades as well. So, oh, this thing is an effing monster. If you've ever seen our Osuraku Wakazashi, this is like our Osuraku Wakazashi in terms of just how big and buff it is. It is a freaking monster. So there, check out that habaki. I have never seen a habaki quite like this. This is pretty cool. So this is like a freaking monster sword. I don't know, once again, if you can tell just how big it is. This is, once again, made in the tradition of Masamune. And you can see, I don't know how well you guys can see it. I'm going to try to hold it up to the camera here. But you can see the mokume folds of the steel. Hey, Brian. And what's really cool about this is that this one has several. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4 battle scars on it, on the spine. There is, okay. I don't know. I'm going to see if you guys can see the mokume pattern here. The full, here actually on both, you can really see the folds of the steel really nicely. I'm going to try to get out of it so it doesn't focus on my face and focuses on the folds of the steel instead. So, wow, you can really see the texture inside this. Hey, Mara. Beautiful hamon. But look at that tip. This is very reminiscent of the Osuraku Wakazashi that we sell. So, I'm surprised Steve hasn't said anything, or at least I haven't seen him say anything yet. So this is really fantastic. And what I thought was a ware is actually just a fold in the steel. Once again, you can see here, it's kind of a mix of mokume masame and masame. I'm sorry, masame and mokume. I have a katakana that was gifted to me and I know nothing about it. Well, send us some pictures, rvakatana.com. Are masame swords usually that thick? It depends. I bet one of those was hard to let go. More stock that stays at home. Oh yeah, no, this is definitely for home. This is one of those study pieces. We're going to do a lot of history things on it. So it's one of the educational swords. So yeah. Once again, look at that tip. This was definitely a nagamaki. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but this one has battle damage on it. I'm going to try to see. So one right here. I don't know how well if you guys can see the scars or not, but there are 4 honmarikizu. How would it hold against a cloud hammer? Not very well. I mean, a cloud hammer sword is definitely gonna yeah. No, Steve is not gonna get the sword. At least I'm gonna be holding on to it for a while. This is fantastic. Yeah, check out that sword. Once again, this is from Hirosuke. I actually have another Hirosuke sword. I can actually see it. There is a Kitai Ware there. What makes it a Nihonto? It was made in Japan by traditional means. More like an Osuraku. This is very much like our Osuraku, but it doesn't have the big kisaki. I gotta figure out where to put this. I have like no place to put it on my treasured sword rack. So I guess it's time for me to move on to move more stuff. All right, let's go to the Koshirai. And so let's take a look at this. And Mara, I think you're gonna love this baby. Check that out. Check out the bamboo wrap. Check out the styrofoam. Oh, I see what he did. Okay. I'm going to pop this mekugi. It has something kiku. It's written in the old form, so it's a little hard to read. Sorry, you don't want to see my forehead there. It's a pretty big forehead. It's katatemaki, which is my favorite kind of wrap. Really pretty seppa. And now we are going to put on the tsuba, put back the seppa, put this back in, and how come it's kind of habaki got stuck there? I'm going to take this off really quickly. There we are. And I'm going to pop the mekugi back in. All right. So these are the fittings. It's what's called a dencho. So it has this this metal piece at the very end. Let's see. See you later, Morichiro. Tailor-made, whatever, man. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce you're leaving. I've seen a mekugi made of bullhorn. What are your opinions on something like that? They're nice. Yeah, check that out. This is the furniture of the sword. Check out the detail of that. This is stunning. This is about 10 grand. Depending. Holy crap! Check this out. I didn't even notice this at first. Check out the size of this. This is holy crap! I have never seen a kozuka this size. Not a kozuka, a kogatana, or kozuka for that matter. So this is the average one. Just look at the size of this. This is like size comparison. This is the average kozuka. This is a freaking monster kozuka. Everything about this is just massive. Yeah. S&P, yeah, I'm gonna get a display case that locks. That's the goal. So yeah, check this out. It is a freaking steak knife. You got it right, the Daddy Mac. Yeah. I am seriously blown away by this. This is actually signed as well. Nanki Yoshikawa Haraju something Yuki Take. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Nanki Yoshikawa is the kanji on this. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Man, I have never seen a kozuka this enormous. You know, it's always fun. You know, you kind of get like, I don't know. There's always this excitement of getting a new sword, and this is definitely one where I'm just like, yeah. Hope all is well. Can you please hold up a ninjato and a wakizashi side by side? I could do that at the shop. I don't have it here at the store at home. Check out that little detail there. This is seriously some of the most beautiful fittings I have ever seen. I don't even know what this is. The saya, the material, I can't tell what it is because it has this texture to it. It looks like it might be ray skin that's been lacquered over. So that's maybe. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see the texture of that. Yeah, this thing is massive. Yes, this sword has actually been used in battle, not the fittings. The fittings. So what Jake thought was that this particular sword, this particular wakizashi had been used in battle, but then later the vassals of Tokugawa, when they went to go visit the court, because there was a system where they would visit the court and you had the inner lords and the outer lords. The inner lords would oftentimes bring blades that were used at Sekigahara, which was the battle with which he won, but then they would mount them in new ones. Leather? Do you think so, Mara? I can't tell. Yeah. Who made this again? The fittings, I'm not sure who made it. I'm not sure who made the fittings. This is a very Tang Dynasty style tsuba as well. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. You know, I am really beginning to think I like Koshirai more than the blades themselves. So I'm gonna put this safely over here. And I need to find homes for all these new swords. This is the blade that I just got. Once again, this is a massive wakizashi. It was once a naginata or a nagamaki blade, hard to say what. There's possibly cork material underneath the kanji on the side to give it shape. Interesting. Favorite era, style, or sword? I'm definitely a Kamakura. Trevor Payne, Dragon Con was fun. How old is the sword? The sword itself is about 500 years old. It's made by Hirosuke. You can, once again, I don't know how well, I'm gonna try to get out of the picture, but you can see if I hold it the angle, you can really see the Jihara on the sword really, really clearly. And you can see right here, it has battle scars. There's one right here, battle scar right there, battle scar Galactica. Another battle scar right here. Big battle scar right here. And another one up here. So this one has one, two, three, four, five. This one has 5 battle scars. So everyone always asks me what my favorite sword is. I think this is my new favorite sword. Look at the Habaki. That Habaki is just glorious. Yeah. Man, this is really a piece. Yes, I definitely, fittings. I don't know, SP. These are pretty ornate fittings. Yeah. Love from Canada, awesome. And so once again, this sword, I'm going to move this because I want to be careful. It goes inside these fittings. So you could technically take this sword and put it inside here, but we don't put new blades, or I shouldn't say new blades, polished blades. We don't put them into old scabbards because it can get scratched up. What type of work goes into preserving the sword? A lot of polish, oil. Am I seeing a Damascus pattern in the blade? It's not a Damascus, it's just the folded steel. That Habaki is definitely decked out. So yeah. This is worth about 10 grand. Just because everything about it, it's like just beautiful fittings, just very unique looking blade. So wow. You guys can tell how geeked out I am, right? I mean, just how awesome this sword is. I'm gonna bring the Koshirai over here. It looks like I need to find a new home for this guy. Maybe I'll take it to the shop. I really should actually. I'm gonna put that. No, I don't want to put that there. I'm running out of space to put things. So I'm going to put, for now, the Naginata Naoshi here. And once again, these are the fittings. Look at the size of that Menuki. "500-year-old swords actually are not super uncommon. There are a lot of 500-year-old swords left. Yeah, this tuba is amazing. There we go. And I'm not sure if you just joined in, Joe, but you have to see this this Kozuka. This thing is a freaking monster. This thing is just like, you really can't tell just from looking at it. So I'm going to compare this to a regular size Kozuka. So there you go, Kozuka Kokatana. So there's a regular size one. This is the one you normally see on most swords. And this is the one that's on this sword. It's like, it's huge. It's absolutely enormous. So there we go. Check that baby out. Just so much different in size. I mean, this is a freaking steak knife. Someone said it 100%. And this is also signed, which is pretty cool. This is my first signed Kozuka, I think. There we go. It's a pity all the stories from history of these swords cannot be known and lost forever. Sometimes they do keep track of them. Sometimes they do. Use it for steak? No, I don't think I will. Yeah, check out, this is the Saya. This is the Saya. It's Dencho, it's called Dencho. Dencho can mean inside the court, to be worn inside the court. I don't have a lot of swords with engravings, only a handful. What would the Kozuka? Kozuka is a utility knife. The fitting for the metal blade on a wooden blade, and the metal blade is in a wood case. Yes. So the steel blade is in what's called a shirasaya, and that's meant to preserve the blade. Favorite recreation of a fantasy sword? I can't think of any off the top of my head. I am big into fantasy swords, but not for actual collection myself. I guess if you, like my favorite sword would probably be Stormbringer from Elric of Melmanomi. Have you ever yourself tried sword forging? No, I have not. Worn at court, yes. They're called bencho. And so once again, this is the, I mean, just look at this tsuba. This is the prettiest tsuba I have ever gotten. Man, this is stunning. Why don't you have any Indian swords? We'd love to find a provider of Indian swords. We would like to get a Talwar sometime soon. Medieval type swords. We do at the shop. I don't have. Well, I have one here made of S5 shock steel. Hello, esoteric. No free sample. Sorry. I have to ask how much this is. Is this 10 grand? Any new antique katana? This is the antique wakizashi I just got today, and it is once again. This is probably. Look at the size. Look at the size of that menuki. Enormous menuki. Yeah. Wow. Just got an Excalibur sword sent to me from Cass, and man, it's a good cutter so far. Okay, JS Bladecraft, was that the Legend Kingston Arms one? Or no, Legacy Arms? Legacy Blades, Legacy Arms. Because that one, we've had that before. It was so heavy, we had never actually cut it with it. Mineral oils most recommended for swords, right? Well, we use choji oil for Japanese ones. Yeah, JS Bladecraft, we've had that. We've carried that sword before. It's a pretty buff sword. This is Katatemaki, yes. I really like the way Katatemaki brings out the Menuki. Like, I really don't care about the Menuki that much unless you can see it like this one. Yeah. Let me look at that. It says South Mountain, Minamiyama or Nanzan. And this is something about a Kiku, but I can't read that character. Man. Yeah, I gotta like send Jake a message and tell him how awesome this is. How do you say "bury the light" in Japanese? It's from Devil May Cry soundtrack and one of my favorite songs. I don't know. Bury the light? Hikari o. I can't think of the word for bury off the top of my head in the right context. Hikari o something something. Yeah. Once again, I just unboxed this for those of you just joining in. The fittings, these fittings are probably 300 years old, give or take. Unsheath it, I could unsheath it, but this is just a wooden blade. And actually, this wooden blade is kind of pathetic if you think. I mean, okay, so this is the tsunagi that holds the blade together, but this is the actual blade right here. And this thing is a freaking monster. Look at the size of this. I mean, that wooden tsunagi does not begin to do this blade justice. It is such a monster. Such a monster. Yes, we do have the Sakai Clan katana. Receive the Kawa Nakajima. Awesome. I'm glad you got it this time, Kaibo. I was really, we still got to figure out what happened to the other one. Wow, just look at that. Holy shit. It's a big blade. This is very similar to our Osuraku, the Osuraku sword that we have for sale, but obviously this is an antique and much more expensive. I can't wait to really study this in the light. Man. Yeah, hopefully you get the lost package back or you get reimbursed. Well, I think it's an insurance claim right now. So theoretically, you could reassemble the blade and the fittings. Oh yeah, definitely. So we could do that, but we wouldn't want to put the blade back in the original scabbard. Scary sharp? I have no idea. I have no idea if it's scary sharp or not. How does the purchasing work? Go to our website, rvakatana.com. rvakatana.com. You will not find this baby on here. This is one that I will keep for myself for a while. Might be a very long time before it's official shop inventory. I mean, it is technically belongs to the shop, but for educational purposes right now. Respect from Ireland, awesome. I was not careful applying oil to the Kawa Nakajima and cut myself through the towel. Oh gosh, I hope you're okay. How much are the blades? We start at $75 and go way into the thousands. Can you pop the Mikugi on the Shirasaya, please? Let's see. Let me see if I can find my Mikugi popper, because the one I have here is, oh, here it is. Steve, of course, is always asking the really important questions, which is, what does the Mekugi look like? All right, let's take a look at this baby. All right, let's see how well it comes off. Oh. So there we go. There's the Nakolo, the tang. So this was a much longer blade at one time or another. There is no signature. This was once a much longer blade, and so it's later been cut down. And wow. You can see it has a filled hole there. Bryson, if you want different fittings, we have to go back to the forge. The oldest one I have a couple ones that are 800 years old plus, potentially. And we say that, we don't know for sure. I mean, very few swords are dated in their tang. Like some of them have dates in their tang, but not all of them. Actually, it's not very common at all to have them dated. So once again, this is the blade. I get the old ones usually from Japan. What about the Tsuba? It depends, Bryson. It depends on which ones you want to swap, because Tsuba aren't all the same thickness. Higo no Kami. Higo no Kami, as in like a Dotonuki. I have a Dotonuki, but it's not a Higo no Kami. Well, yeah, we don't know. It's from the Dotonuki school, but not specifically Higo no Kami no Masayuki. Man, this is so beautiful. I am just totally geeking out on this sword. I mean, I just love it. I love this sword. It is so freaking cool. I think my peeps, that is now my new favorite sword. Meanwhile, it's taking the place of this one on the rack. So I gotta figure out where to put this one. It's pretty cool. And this is actually a Naginata blade that was mounted as a wakizashi, which I think is pretty cool. If I were in the samurai age, what sword would I use? So I wouldn't use a sword, I would use a spear. Can we see that very curved tachi against the wall? I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I gotta figure out what to do with this one. This particular sword is, I think it's signed. How would I know how old it is if I buy one? That's hard to say. I mean, you have to, if you know your research, which I don't necessarily know all my research. I'm kind of a beginner with antique swords. You can kind of discern it yourself based upon the shape. This is a tachi. I really like the geometry of this tachi. The fittings are Kamakura period, or sorry, not Meiji period. I wish they were Kamakura period. This is like my least favorite tachi. It's like I got it and I'm like, why the heck did I get that tachi? Because I don't really like it that much. I don't have any spears. Naginata, but they are so expensive. Naginata are not that expensive. Favorite sword I have in my house is the one I just showed. Type of sword at the top of the rack. That is a Chinese Kangxi Dao. There's currently an issue with it, so I can't take it out of the scabbard. Horsetooth saber. Yes, the horsetooth saber is super cool. Tell me more about why you dislike it. Is it the handling or the quality of the blade? It's just nothing special about it. I mean, I like the shape of the blade for the most part, but I have other ones that have similar shapes. So I'm kind of like, my personal collections is like, I try to get, I like things that are long and deeply curved. And that particular shape, I already have a few swords that are very similar to that. And so at the time, I liked it, but you know, I already had better swords. So I kind of wonder why I did that. Do you like Chinese hook swords? I'm getting the battle ready pair for my birthday. Sweet. Can you show the red and yellow sword on the wall? This is a Ming Dao. A Ming, it's actually a Yanling Dao. It's a pretty big sword. From the Ming Dynasty, no. I have some Ming Dynasty replicas, but nothing from the Ming Dynasties. Soy milk, I tend to get gassy with soy milk, so I don't tend to drink it. I do like the taste of it, though. So I am very excited about these swords. This is just such a beautiful sword. I'm just like in awe of this sword. It is so cool. It is such a cool sword. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Any surprises? Nothing else in here. Man, that was a cool sword. That was so cool. Agile handling sword, probably a rapier. Do you have any recommendation for sword targets? Beach mats, water bottles, tatami, bamboo? What age when you got into swords? Probably like when I was like 8 or 9, but in terms of actually collecting them, maybe I was already like almost 50. That's when I had money for them. I don't practice Iaido with these swords. I have EI swords, but I don't practice EI with my antiques. So if you have it on display, is it considered a weapon legally or a collectible? I think it's a little bit of both. I missed it, the sword you unboxed. Well, Joe, let me show it to you. I just can't help showing this new sword off. Check this baby out. It's like the Osaraku we have, but it's 500 years old. It is enormous. I mean, it's just a giant of a blade. Look how it's like wider. It's wider up here than it is down here. So it's just amazing. Yes, I'm over 50. Low 50s. I think I turned 53 this year. December though, so late. And this is the fittings that particular blade goes into. The Glimmering Dragon is really nice, Bryson. The balance? I don't know. Shop is in Richmond, Virginia. Go to you can find us on our website, rvakatana.com. Okay, I gotta shut this baby down. I gotta do some other stuff today. But thank you all for joining in. And yeah, I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow from the shop, like around 8:30 p.m. All right, see you guys later.